Hey, what is going on, everybody? We're straight up live right from the get-go this time. I'm in the garage because, well, the house is being painted and the stairs going up to my studio right up. I would normally be sitting right over there, like right there. That's where I'd normally be sitting, but I can't get up there. They painted our stairs today. It's been just it's been a time. Let's just say that it has been a time since we moved here. So it's cold in the garage. I don't have a heater in here that's working. I mean, I have a heater. It's like right there, but I can't figure out how to make it work. So I need somebody manlier than I to show me how to work it. What's going on? Zach Pitcher's in the house. Coach D, RC Filthy Co., the RC Hotspot, Coyote RC. Got your double quarter pounder McDonald's. You're ready for live, man. You're ready for life. You're not ready for live. Got that double quarter pounder going. What's going on, Black Venom Radio Control? Coyote RC has a good question. Why has Traxxas been so quiet? What are they coming out with? Ooh, are they coming out with something? That's what we need to know. All right. What do they got on the agenda? We keep hoping that there's going to be a solid axle monster truck. Nothing happening there yet. So we just keep hoping. Speaking of solid axle monster trucks, I took the USA 1 out today. That was a fun run. I dig it. Filthy Co's got his popcorn ready. Traxxas isn't coming out with anything for 2021. That's what Coach DRC says. I'm just going to have to go with him on that one because Traxxas, if nothing else, is very good at keeping their cards very close. So, yeah, I don't know. Zach Pitcher says he's got the dark blue Vendetta on hold at the local hobby shop. That is super cool. I've been watching Earl Moorhead running his, and it looks awesome. Good evening, CSL RC Lorne Cronish. Sounds like such a gentlemanly name. I don't know what it is about that name, but sounds like a gentleman and a scholar's kind of a name. Like you'd be royalty somewhere. I got my Verners again. Man, I'm loving being in Michigan for Verners. RC Patina guy is in the house. He says, "What's up, Tony?" Michael Lucre, what's going on? Toe Daddy. So, yeah. So, last week we had this whole RC conspiracies. We were talking about Vanquish. We were talking about some other stuff. Nowhere did I see anything coming from Arrma. Didn't have any hints of anything coming from Arrma. And then something came from Arrma. So I was actually on Wednesday night, I was up at the Crawler Space RC, which is a local hobby shop. The guy that owns it Dave owns a tattoo shop, Anarchy Inc., I think. Anarchy Tattoo, something like that. It's right there next door. And then he opened a hobby shop next to that. And in the back, he's got this whole cool crawler setup. So I do competitions there Wednesday nights. I took up the SCX6. We actually have run footage of that and run of the competition. I'm so far behind on stuff, you guys, you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, yeah. So I come home Wednesday night and everybody's pinging me. Have you seen this teaser video about the Vendetta from Arrma? And I'm like, no. And then by the time I looked, it had been up for 3 hours. And I think we ran a live stream on late, I think Wednesday night. Was it? It must have been Jack had a live stream, but Tank was in there too. And some companies started posting about it. So the way that it works is hobby shops get like a back end to websites, right? So they have this back end purchasing spot to purchase products from Horizon Hobby that they want to have at the store. And they're privy to stuff ahead of time back there with the, they're not supposed to leak anything before it's announced. And so everybody knows that announcements come on Thursdays. These companies decide to leak it anyway, drop their links, tell you that they've got it available or that they're ordering it. I guess they're trying to get first crack at it. I don't know. I think that's what they're doing. But it's really, if I'm Horizon Hobby, I'm shutting that down. Nobody knows until, you know what? And so here's the problem. And RC Guy Garage and I got into this on his one of his videos where he was saying it's a monopoly. I think if I was Horizon Hobby, I would stop letting shops know that we're going to drop a product until it actually drops. Because what's happening is they're losing all the thunder of their release because companies are leaking the information. So they don't get first right of, hey, would you like to marry me? It'd be like your best friend going to be like, dude, Tony just bought a ring. He's going to ask you to marry him tomorrow. Just be ready for that. Get your ducks in order so you know what you're going to say when he says it. It's just, it sucks. So I don't know. I would do that, but if you do that, then you've got to release. You've got to even say no pre-orders, I guess, on your own site until you give everybody the option. Then now the companies see it. I don't know how they should do it. I just know that it's broken, and Traxxas doesn't give them that foreknowledge because, and I guess they do, but they don't leak it because if you do, guess what? Traxxas they're cutthroat, man. You want to keep getting their products. Anyway, how's it going? Kevin Talbot's in the house. We're in here in my very messy garage space, so I can't get into my studio. But yeah, it's pretty trashed in here. So again, going back to what I was saying, I didn't know anything about this release until it was starting to happen. Here's the deal. I have a non-disclosure agreement. So even when I see those companies now posting that stuff, I can't release it. I cannot say anything about it until the day and time that they say that they can release it. So, hands are tied. I can tease up the stuff, when I don't know about it. But now that it's been dropped, I got to be quiet. And that was from way back when I had to sign it in order to get one. And so you're kind of bound to that going onward. So anyway, it's just kind of a weird situation. I just don't know what the hobby shops, what they get out of it by being like first. If they can look on Arrma and see that they're not talking about it yet. And their whole video is like, tomorrow we're going to tell you. And then people are like, man, we're going to tell you tonight. Here's all the info. You can actually see the name of it. That's how I knew it was from the dealer site. Is the screenshot? They screenshotted their phone, and it's from their dealer login to the back end of the site where they can order products and stuff that may or may not be available. It's crazy. So, yeah, I don't think it'd be right for Horizon to be like, well, we're not going to tell anybody, but hey, here's the release and buy it from us, and then. Now you guys play catch up to, try and catch up with the ordering. But, they got to do something to stop killing the releases. Kevin Talbot, hit up Kyosho, Mad Force, Mad Crusher, Fox Owners Facebook group. All right. How's the new house? Kevin, the new house is all right. We got people painting it right now. It's made things really tricky. I can't throw up dust in the yard because the decks are being painted. It really limits what I can do currently. But in fact, that's why I'm in here is because they just painted all the stairs and everything going up. But I got a pretty decent sized garage. It's messy. There's my tractor and just junk. Over here's my fire hazard lipo station. It doesn't usually look like that. I do have bat safes here. They're up right now because I was doing the RC Amigos freestyle competition today. So I had to find some 2S batteries because there's a limit on the battery you could use. So anyway, And then I had to find a battery I could use for the USA 1. Here, let me show you guys. That thing's beautiful. The USA 1, super cool. It handles really well, you guys. I really liked how it was driving. The suspension is really nice. And I mean, they've got such a steep shock angle, of course, it's gonna handle super cool. But yeah, it definitely drives different than any of the other solid axle trucks I have, partly because of the wide stance. And you can see it's a little bit limited on steering, so you got a wide way around. But I was a little bit surprised that my 3S hard packs wouldn't fit in these side battery trays. Again, why I don't like side battery trays. So I ran it on 3S today, and I had to find these little 3,300 milliamp hour ones. But we got it. We got a runtime in it. It was awesome. All right. Yeah, similar thing happened to Red Cat with the new Monte Carlo. Someone posted the ad from the magazine. So that's another thing. So I just kind of showed, I got some of the magazines early from RC Car Action, and I actually kept them because they did have the new release stuff in it. And I was like, wow, I almost took these up and gave them to the hobby shop to hand out to people. And they have the, so I think I got like 10 of them. And they're the December issue. So they've got stuff in there that people should be ordering for Christmas. And yeah, not announced yet. It's kind of a shame. It's a beautiful Monte Carlo, though. I'm wanting very much so that Monte Carlo. But it's, it's one of those tough things because, so let's talk about the Vanquish release, because I really like what Vanquish did. One, they kept it secret. They did their teaser. We were really talking it up, like, what's it going to be? And then, bam, when they released it, it was everything. It wasn't like little piecemeal stuff. And guess what? I ordered it that morning, and it shipped that afternoon. How cool is that? But they had a really great release. And they even had to, it sounds like, hold it for months because of some, I don't know, the manufacturing or whatever. But they waited until they had the product. They did the announcement. They did it good. They did it right. And it's super cool when they get to deliver the announcement themselves. I really dig that. So the people that they let know on the inside kept it secret. Derail says, love how honest you and Talbot are about things. We all just want to have fun in this hobby. Yeah. And I like it that they don't tell me everything. I honestly didn't know about this. Yeah, it's got a clip on it. I did not know about this. And I was sitting in RC Guy Garage's live stream when they were talking about these, because I was still trying to find out information too about it. And they were like, all right, Tony, pull out yours now, make your video. I didn't have one. This showed up, which is odd for Arrma when they do a release and they send out. Usually you would get it early if you were one of the people that got it. And a lot of times I haven't been the person that's gotten it. And that's cool. I'm not trying to be the guy that gets all this stuff ahead of time guy. It's a lot of extra work. Two, it stops things I was already planning to work on, like the USA 1 that's been sitting in my studio for the past week and a half, waiting to be opened and run. But yeah, it's a pretty cool looking platform, and I think the best thing they did is change and fix the slipper. I hope they fixed it. It's different. And it's 32 pitch even in the Mega, so you can just drop in a brushless motor and it should handle it. So we're going to be testing that out. I know JTRC's already been on it. Again, that's the thing. I have some stuff already shot now. I haven't run it yet, but I have it slated to do the unboxing video, and it happened to land because it came after the announcement, after whatever. It's been rainy here, so I didn't have those extra week or whatever to try and squeeze in time. We'll talk about this in a minute. Just kind of, this is a little bit different live because we don't have the studio available, and we're just kind of going for it. Buck Val says same thing with the 10.3 Bronco. Same thing happened. Did you order the new MacBook, Cody Vandenberg? Cody, I was just thinking about new MacBooks today as I was wondering how old mine is because it's been doing some finicky things. And so I guess whenever I quit my job, I didn't buy one right away. That first year I tried to go PC and I didn't get anything done video-wise, so I went back to Mac. So yeah. Kevin says coming together. He's got that monster truck coming together. That's what I know. That's what I know. That is going to be super jealous. I just saw one of the trucks went up for sale as a roller. You know, typically we think of that when we're talking about RC cars, but it's a full-size monster truck. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm wanting. But yeah. Yeah, Kevin, you're always the last to get everything. But you know what? The nice thing is people are going to watch regardless your stuff. That's the cool thing. So even though things have kind of maybe hit and it even like declined, people not interested anymore. It's like Kevin Talbot gets it, boom, people are interested again, and they're going to watch it hardcore. I love seeing that, man. His channel is blowing up. Earl Moorhead, yeah, man, I got one. I checked it out. It does have that new slipper in here. And it's 32 pitch, so that's wicked. What's going on, Chef? Yeah, Chef and RC Guy Garage were the guys talking about this new setup. And 3 days later, I guess, Sunday, I was out on the tractor actually working. I was actually texting with Guy, and I think about the tractor racing, and then FedEx showed up. I'm like, what the crap's FedEx doing on a Sunday? And then they dropped off a box. I didn't even stop to look. It was like an hour later. I'm going up on the porch. I'm like, Arrma? And then I started wondering. Operation 11 Charlie in the house. All right, here's some new news. Operation 11 Charlie is going to have a Reefs Raw 500 servo. And I'll tell you what, Javier, I'm going to be on that list to order one. I know that they cost a little bit more than the stock, the standard Raw, but it's for good cause. It's to help the veterans get to USTE. And man, Reef's throwing down on that. He wants to see as many get there as possible. So that's super cool. And when I say I quit my job, I was still doing some freelance stuff. Like, this is not full time for me. Let me just get that out of the way. People that think, oh my goodness, he can do it full time easily. Nah, I mean, what Kevin's doing, man, he's put in hard work to get to where he's at. And he was doing the eBay thing. He's got a lot of things that he's juggling on his plate, man. So, more props to him. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot of work. So the guys painting our house, you'll see them in the RC Amigos video I'm about to post sometime this week about the doing the freestyle runs. I mean, one guys walking through my thing over here, they're up on the porch painting. And I'm out there like playing with toys, But I went at it for an hour, a couple batteries, didn't fix anything. As things broke, I just kept running. So it was like sway bar 1 broke, sway bar 2. They were just dangling. Then eventually I broke one of the rod ends on the links, and I just called it a day. But it was at the end of a good run, so even better. But yeah. I don't know how we got to where we got to, but you'll see that. So the point of that was it's a lot of work. So it's full-time work. They see out there playing with cars, and the hard part is to make it stay fun and not seem like work, right? If it does become more and more like a job, because people are sending you stuff that you are then obligated to do something with. And then on top of that, like I already planned for you guys, they sent it, they want it to be shown. And then for you guys, my plan is, well, let's show people what they can do to upgrade it and make it go faster, which then becomes an expense I didn't plan to have, unless I can steal something out of another car, in which case it becomes work. I'm taking apart one of my working vehicles to put it into here. And then if I ever want to drive that other one again, I've got to swap things out. So it's not all just like fun and games. It becomes a lot of work. And when you're trying to manage as many many things as come in and break. We'll just say that they do break. It can become tricky. But yeah, what's going on, RC for all? So yeah, Operation 11 Charlie. We will be getting one or two of those. Hopefully, if we can get our hands on two of them. We don't want to make sure everybody else can get one that wants one and can rep you guys. I know what truck I'll be putting it in if I do get it. So super excited about that. I have a raw 500 set aside to go into my Vanquish Phoenix portal build. But if I could get one of those, I would love to have that up front in there. But yes, Ironclad RC, I totally agree with you. Let's post this up. I'd like to see a nice steel spur gear option. Yes, I wish Robinson Racing or somebody would just be like, all right, there's a bajillion of these out there. People are having issues with this slipper system or whatever. Here's a spool you can have, stick in there. It wouldn't solve all problems, but most of us that break it are trying to lock it down when we do. So I would like to have a spool. That's what I would like. But yeah. Sean's RC Adventures, welcome. Welcome back to the Vanquish Club, my friend. It looks really good. He says, believe it or not, I ordered the Phoenix. He told me he didn't love the Vanquish Pro because it hung up on everything, which I get. It's metal axles. He runs on a lot of rocks, big rocks, and it can hang up on it. I've had actually, even though he told me that, I still went with it because that's what Matt and Harley both said they liked. So I went with that one. All right, so here's Kevin. Yeah, man, a lot of work, 14 hours days, 7 days a week, 1 day off at Christmas. Then bank on it, man, compared to my factory job as child's play. Yeah. Yeah, it's not as, it's definitely more fun than that would be. Because a lot of times factory jobs do put in long hours in order to try and get that, the overtime and things like that. Everybody that I know that's working in them, they're intentionally taking as many hours as they can just to get that extra money, because once you hit that, the pay jumps so much, you just want to go for it. So yeah, but I get it. So I'm trying to do this with the 12-hour days or so-ish with all of this stuff, and then also working. I work part-time as a video editor. Sometimes it becomes full-time, and that becomes really tough. But yeah, it's work. Even doing this, the guy saw me, commented, "Oh, you found a way to make RCs your job. That's cool. You get to play." And then I went in and I continued to work, editing the stuff that I shot yesterday, fixing things that I broke, coming back out, running the USA 1 after I did the other. So I'm editing the video about an RC mail haul. I went out and shot the video for the RC Amigos contest that has to be in by tomorrow, and not had good weather, so first chance at that. Went back in, started editing. C Mafia, who's in the chat, called, talked to him for about an hour. Then I had a work call that I needed to make some changes to a work video, did that, came out with the last bit of sunlight left so I could get the video that everybody's requesting of the USA 1 running. Did that. The battery didn't last long. Had to come in, find another battery, take it all apart, put in a new battery, go back up. Did that, came back in, edited more of the mail haul, had dinner with my kids, ran around with them for a bit, and then I'm back out here doing this. So it's a grind. As soon as this is done, I'll watch TV and I'll finish probably editing 2 more videos, have them ready to go. Because I don't have anything stacked like some people get stuff stacked where they've got it multiple days done and it's just queued. Mine, pretty much I fire them. That's why they come at weird hours and all that. If I finish it at 1 a.m., boom, it's posted. So yeah, it's no spare time. That's right, Kevin Talbot. I have no spare time. People have been calling saying, hey, can you come do this? They had a cool RC event on Sunday. I couldn't be there because I was doing other RC stuff here and prepping because I knew that my office was going to be closed. upstairs sometime this week when they had to paint the stairs. So I was trying to get things finished up there, plus some house projects. We've got the painting going on, but then I had to go to a work thing with my wife, get all dressed up, tux, all that kind of stuff for her job. It's we've been grinding and we love it. We're loving it. So I still have to finish building my office studio. It's still in boxes, a lot of it. I really wanted to put a grid up in the ceiling that I could move lights around on easier, so I could have multiple workstations and just, loosen a clamp on a light and slide it down and have it, pointing at another set of tables and things like that. None of that's been done. In fact, there's a whole corner that I just stacked boxes. A lot of them are the boxes from like the SCX6 and stuff we got in. But yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Tyler Knight. I mentioned this in my unboxing video. In his opinion, the most important real change coming to the 3S line with the Vendetta is sway bars. Really hoping to Frankenstein sway bars on a 3S Titan. Sway bars on these is really, really great. I really like the tires on this infraction being a little bit knobby. What's going on, Bull Gear? Sea Mafia. That's where that answer came in from. Ooh, Kevin said he used to work 84 hours a week at the factory. Yeah, man. Sea Mafia, that's why they call it work. I missed a bunch, guys, while I was ranting here. I'm trying to go back. Yeah, Earl says spool and a center drive shaft that's not plastic. RC for all's in here. RC Air Marshal, I don't think the Vendetta has sway bars. I bet it would. This infraction definitely has sway bars. There's a little metal one that clamped down. So I think it does. Coyote RC Traxxas is not going bankrupt. They're going the opposite direction. They're making some decent money. Do I miss Digger's Dungeon, Shadowbird? Totally miss Digger's Dungeon. The ability to just run down there, those guys are awesome. They had Boggin for boobies, Mud Bog for breast cancer this past weekend. I'd have loved to have gone down for that. But yeah. Yeah, see, RC Patina guy says, here you guys have a full-time job and have this garage hobby business of painting. Yeah, I'm looking for, I have that body. I don't know where I put my polystyrene, which is right stinking there. Well, that's good. I like to cut strips of it, drill holes in it, set it over the body post, clip it in, and then ride another couple ones in the middle of that. So it's the same height as the top of the post. And then I put Velcro on that. So I don't have to, I could take it off and still run the regular body if I want to. That's my plan. Have a Velcro one and then be able to just take off the Velcro, pull the clips. You guys will see. I'll show you how I do it when I get to it. It's not rocket science. It's good. But yeah, so the Arrma, for the most part, did a really good job keeping this one under wraps. I honestly thought when I saw Vendetta, we were talking, Tank and I, and some other people, I was looking at the stones is kicking up. I'm like, man, that's got to be like a 10th scale or something. It looked smaller. That's the only thing I could tell, is that it didn't look as large, even in the way that it kind of seemed to be moving. But when they showed it, and I definitely didn't know there was the infraction coming out. An 8th scale, it actually makes sense because it's a really good size. It's a lot smaller than the 7th scale. So, why'd they just go down one, small amount from 7th to 8th scale? It's a pretty significant size change. And if they went smaller with it, I think they lose the control that you'd want from a speed car. Because that's the one thing I noticed with my the Traxxas Fortec is once you start getting some speed, that thing starts to want to wobble and lose a little bit of control. So yeah, so this is the new one. I'll see what we can show on here. I know the quality is not that great. It does have a 570 motor, so it's really long, 9-turn. Let's see if I can get a little bit of a glint of that sway bar that's right in here. Can't with the light see it, but it comes, well, you can see where it mounts is right here. That's the little pin for it, and on the other side. So it does have them. It is plastic chassis, but it still has a decent heft to it. And then you can see the big change, which Earl pointed out in his video, is that there's this red nut right here, and that is what is used now to tighten the spur gear. So you have this the slipper clutch on the spur gear. So yeah, but yeah, pretty cool. I like the knobby tires for sure of this one. I honestly, guys, if I were to have bought one of these, which I don't think honestly I would have, not because it doesn't look like a cool platform, but I already have the infraction 7th scale and I have the felony. So like another street car that's just a bit smaller and not, well, so here's the thing. I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know what it is. I don't love running multiple battery pack cars that much. I don't like having to have 2 3S's and all of that kind of jam. I don't know what it is. It's not that hard to have 2 of them ready, but when I can just strap in 1 3S, I don't know what it is. I'm more inclined to grab these cars where I just run 1 battery than the ones where I run 2. It's an oddity. I don't know what it is. I'm not lazy. I've got a bunch charged, but there's something about me when I go and reach for one. I usually reach for one that takes a single battery. And I know I can get a single 6S. I don't have any yet. All right, Kevin, man, take care. Thanks for jumping in. All right, Cloud Busted, what's going on, man? They sell them as replacements. Trying to catch up. Some of these are responding to each other, so I'm not sure where I'm jumping in. Ironclad on my son's Typhon 3S, we run a Valinian, I'm guessing, 3S. Use the Mega Slipper clutch without issues. Yeah, you use the Mega Slipper clutch. Wow. So you had a Mega Typhon and you went 3S, no problems. Interesting. Because I went brushless with my Typhon and I chewed up spur gear after spur gear. Greg, what's going on, man? Greg Sopa from Horizon says, make sure you check out the smaller hoons coming out for these vehicles, white, silver, and gold compound. Very cool. I will say, though, I ran the hoons on the dirt oval track in North Carolina. There is a dirt oval track here, 10th scale. And that's what really excited me about this car in particular was the tires. I wonder if they would size these up for the larger infraction. Just wondering. Guy can ask, right? Because a little bit of a knobby tire would be nice. Ryan Delgarno, I honestly don't like the new Arrma infraction brushed. I think it was smart of them to come out with a brushed one. The reason being, my son is actually interested in driving this one. And he said, well, I don't want to. It's too fast. I'll break it or whatever. And you'll be mad. I don't ever get mad at him for breaking my stuff, but that's kind of how kids are, they say. But I think, and I told him, like, this one actually, dude, doesn't go fast right out of the box. we could let you run it with that, and then we can bump up the speed for you as you get used to it. Which you're gonna have to get used to it fast because people are gonna want to see it with brush power in it or brushless power. So I think it's smart to have at least one, because for Christmas morning, this came with everything you needed in the box, except for the 4 AA batteries. Greg, 4 AA's, man. Everything else is in here. The little SCX24 come with AA batteries. I would just throw those in, make it a complete kit, call it a day. But everything except for the AA batteries, which if you don't have those laying around your house could cause tears Christmas morning. But hopefully you buy them in bulk from Amazon, as we do. Plastic chassis is greater than metal, says Zach Pitcher. Greg says, I'm trying on the AA's. I mean, unless you literally, because the battery's not charged anyway. While you're charging the battery, you can run to the liquor store, or that's what we have here, party store. Back in Michigan, we didn't have those in Virginia, but you could run up to the gas station and get it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I was very impressed with it as I went through it in the unboxing. It's just sleek. I think it's going to be. It was actually more substantial of a weight than I expected it to be, considering that it is plastic. So we're going to rip it with the 9-turn on it. I need somebody to teach me. I know I'm getting older. Like, like this Sky RC thing I've had since before we moved. And I haven't used it yet. Because it's like, well, I got to figure out how to do it. It's like, how to set the time on my VCR, but, like waiting for my son to come and do it because I don't know how to do it. That's what I feel like. Like, technology nowadays is like setting the clock on the VCR for your dad when you're a kid. He don't know how to do it. He's about to throw the remote control out the window. He's so frustrated. Just come take care of it. So I have this one, but I also have my Dynamite one still. If I can find it, I honestly am going to use the Dynamite one, so I don't have to deal with the phone to find the time and all that stuff. Find the app and all that. Eventually I'll get to that. Just not today, boys. Have you seen the Mattel Batmobile? I have. It looks amazing. I saw that on Scale News Update with Matt. ABC stores here. Yeah, not here. Walk into Walmart and walk out with liquor here. It's crazy. RC Guy Garage says over 100 people hit the smash button. Smash the thumbs up button. Hit the smash button. Maybe I've been to the ABC store tonight. Can't read. Brushless all the way. So brushless all the way may not be for you. It starts cheaper for people that may want to put in. The nice thing is that in theory, now they've done the hard work that some of you guys didn't have. When I had that 3S Typhon, I had to upgrade to the 3S slipper because the Mega one wasn't I can't. It's me. It's not you. It's me. 48 pitch, trying to set it, the mesh, not my thing. Once we went to 32 pitch, we stopped burning up gears. But so this already comes with that, and it should be ready to drop in that brushless system and make some power. But it doesn't come that way. But what I liked about it and why I would have chosen it over the Vendetta is what I would want to do with this is dirt oval track. And I like that there's some knobby tires for the dirt. Even if I do end up going to slicks for it, depending on the clay compounds and all that, I like that there is this option and not all the wings and stuff for me to break off when I hit the wall, because it'll happen. My other infraction has white on it from hitting the oval walls in Carolina. Zach Pitcher says you can get a brushless system from Jenny's RC for 90-ish. Thumbs up, the smash button. Thanks. You make me feel less like an alcoholic now, RC Guy Garage. The 4S line got discontinued for this. I'm disappointed. Huh. I haven't heard anything about that. Starting to snow in Colorado. It will be snowing here probably not too long from now. I'll tell you what, though, guys. I'm loving it here in Michigan. I'm loving the scene, the RC scene up here. Already been to 2 crawling competitions, 3 technically. Great Lakes Gauntlet. We did the charity one, which was very loose rules, very new guy friendly. And then I just did this one. And they saw me there without a winch, and they made the course a little easier, I guess, than they normally do. So I got to get a winch installed into my whatever rig I'm going to run there. But, yeah, those guys were intense, man. They were so good. Chomp Gang. Yes, this is the Mega one. Yeah, this didn't replace the 4S line. I didn't think so. I think we still have news coming. I don't know anything about it other than that conversation I had with Jason last December, and he mentioned potentially this coming year. I thought he said by Q4, so it's coming up. But I do know that some production stuff and some shipping containers have been stuck at sea for a while for all companies. But yeah. So yeah, I have a lot of things on my plate right now. I have so finally I got my brushless system in for the Tiny Titan for doing the micro monster trucks. So we're calling them the SMT 24s. We're going to just use that name, even though Axial doesn't have one yet. We're just kind of placeholdering it for them if they do want to come out with one. But, we're making our little SMT 24 solid axle monster truck 24 scales. And Axial can feel free to keep their name branding going. We're not branding it. We're just calling them that. But, so they've got the Tiny Titan one I got from Southwest Monster Shop. And I picked up the Lizard ESC, 3 of them. You'll see in my mega haul, mail haul, my mega mail haul that's coming probably tonight. I got a bunch of stuff in that, including this and the Vanquish and some other stuff. I won't give it all away, so you'll have a reason to watch it still, but a lot of stuff to keep me busy here soon. But see, we got an insider. Greg Sopa jumped in from Facebook side of things saying that it didn't replace the 4S line. LX Jason says, what's with all these Jasons in the RC scene? They're all so annoying. Spoken like a Jason. Trey Cook, man, all the big time YouTubers are up in here. What up, guys? Yeah, Earl's in here. RC Guy Garage, Chef. We had Kevin Talbot in here. Zach Pitcher, RC for All. Jay Burris, C6, get a hold of you. I can walk you through it. So best way to get a hold of me nowadays is through my website. It has a contact page on it, and it will straight up email me. And yeah. Ryan Delgarno. So that's funny. He said, I never buy anything with brush motor. Had a lot of problems with brush motors. Brush motors, as long as we don't overpower them and abuse them, should be okay. But they can get dirt in them. They can do other things. If you don't break them in, they don't last as long. But they're cheap to replace. They're not as fast. There's a whole lot. I try to go brushless with everything except for maybe crawlers. But now that, now that they've made it so easy to go censored brushless, I kind of am taking all of my crawlers to brushless. I have 4 of them with the Spectrum systems in them, 2 of them with their censored brushless, and then I have 1 with the 2-in-1 system. Oh, sorry, and I have 1 more. I have it installed. But I'm actually going to be putting one of those 2, the separate ESC and motor into the Phoenix because it can't take that 2-in-1 as a 550 size. So eventually, very soon, they'll all 4 be installed. Plus, I have the Hobbywing Fusion, which runs great, and I have the Axe. I have a bunch of the brushless ones now in my crawlers, and I love it. It's so smooth. So smooth. You going to the Hall Brothers race next month? I'm going to try, man. I got to look at the rules. I don't want to do any of that last minute changing motors out to fit into classes stuff again. I was up so late the night before changing out my all my clodbusters. Oh yeah, so Scour the Web for Weeks. I got this line discontinued. So the original 4S line was, but the new ones, they're coming out with new ones. That's why those ones are no longer available right now. RC Guy Garage says Vendetta with chassis brace proves 4S line is on the way. That could be a thing. I don't know how that bulkhead, they're so short though. Does that prove it? Because these shock towers are super short. I would say that would have been the case if they were taller shock towers on here with bracing for them, but I don't know. I don't know that that's an exact thing. Robert Morgese, RC Recreation of the House, small timers too. I don't even know who all the big timers are. I still don't consider myself big time, so I just started reading names of people in the chat as I was scrolling. Quite a few Kevins too. Kevin Gibbs here too. Robert says, "Do you have the new Jeep?" I do. I think it's upstairs. I can't even get to it if it is. Yeah, bummer. Jeff Brown's here. He's part of the Michigan RC scene. Runs a hobby shop in Grand Rapids. Owns it. Reaction RC Hobbies. He had an event this past Sunday that I wasn't able to make. That's what I was mentioning before. Wooderson's here. 76. He tears it up on Instagram for sure. Brushed underwater. Yes, Earl. Jacob Smallwood. What's going on, Jacob? You're glad to hear from me that the 4S are coming. You're actually hearing it from Greg Sopa, who works for Horizon, not from me. I'm just repeating what he's saying and repeating the conversation I had with Jason. But yeah, they did start. I remember last year about this time, I went on to order a 4S Outcast, and it said out of stock till December 2021. I'm like, what in the world? That's a long time to be out of stock. And then Jason hinted at they were changing it up. So that's pretty cool. Adam Baker, got to go check it out next time in Grand Rapids. Yeah, man. It's right on the north side, not far off of 96. $75 Game Dog. Peace and love, my man. All right. The Castle ADAS combo can probably be placed into that infraction. Not into this one. You need melting plastic. But, yeah, you can see mine doesn't have any scratches. I didn't get to run it today because of the monster truck stuff I had to do. It is slated to be run tomorrow. So I do need to get something running as far as speed. So I do want to do a speed test. I don't think you're going to see a big jump between the LiPo and if you have a fully topped off battery. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of difference in the speeds there for obvious reasons. That, I mean, it's 8.4 volts for the NIM pack, and it's about, you go 4.2, you're at about 8.4 volts. So if you can get it fresh off, and if you do what the racers used to do with those NIM packs, you can even get a little bit more off it right at the beginning, but looks like I do need to charge this and get it charging. So I'm going to actually plug this into my little smart chargers over here and just have it charging as we talk for a minute. Any questions about that one or the Vanquish or anything else, RC? Now's the time. I didn't mean for this to be a long one because I was out here in the garage. I thought I was going to get frozen out of here. But we can chat about whatever you guys want. It's an on-road voltage. 21 miles per hour-ish. Okay. So this USA 1 gets about 34 out of the box miles per hour, 57 kilometers an hour. I know people are going to ask me to do a speed test of it, to which I will say, go watch Tom the RC speed test. I don't think monster trucks need to be speed tested, in my opinion, for what I use them for. Vendetta and Arrma servo or Spectrum? It is the Spectrum 965, 607, 5301. I don't remember. You know what? We've got their page right here. Let's pull it up and see. I think there's a second one. Nope. There we go. The Vendetta and the, I believe, have the same ones. You guys might hear me clicking on this. Sorry. It's the S650 Spectrum. So waterproof, torque, 84 ounce-inches. So not super powerful, but it's on road. You're not fighting against rocks. Yeah. It's the first upgrade for most things for me is the servo. So it's the same complaint I had, which wasn't a huge complaint about the USA 1. Just felt really sluggish as far as the steering, and I don't know if that's going to be improved by putting a stronger servo on, or if that's going to really mess with that long chasing system that goes from the front of the truck back to the middle to a servo saver, then the little metal bar goes up to the front, the wheel, then across. All really kind of thin metal, and I don't know, like you put a raw 500 on, you're just going to start bending that stuff, or we'll have to see. But I would love to get an on-axle servo mount for that if somebody made one. Looking at you guys, Freestyle RC. Coyote RC, where'd he go? Put blue Loctite on your USA 1 wheels. My wheels don't fall off anymore. Okay. I haven't had that happen. I'll have to check them and see if they loosened. I'm not running mine on 4S yet. I ran it on 3S today. I don't have any matched pairs of 2S batteries anymore. Don't run 2S very often. Diz, I don't understand why they didn't go brushless and a little faster on the truck. Vendetta looks solid. I'm guessing because this is such a cool looking truck that so many people love, that to be able to offer it in that Hoonigan looking style at $320 makes it very appealing over 470 or 50. I don't know what the price is on the Vendetta. That's my guess. It's 150, 100. It's much cheaper, and it has a battery. So it's ready to run for somebody getting into it, a kid first time. I was shocked a little bit that they didn't do like their other Mega stuff where they have a Mega version and a brushless version, but they came out with the Vendetta at the same time, which is brushless and practically the same thing with a different body, a little bit different, but yeah. Monster truck racing would be cool to know speed around a course. Tony, lap times. Top speed has nothing to do with it. It really has to do with a lot of things. Slow is fast. in the racing scene of it, to a degree. You still have to be fast, but there's still only so fast you need to be. And the LMT goes way faster than you need for most of the courses you run on. So that's what I mean. It's already faster than it needs to be. It is 120 amp ESC in the USA 1. They call it a something 8. It has a name to which I'm forgetting. But it is 8 in the number. It's 120 amp. I know that. Kyosho, the Brains 8. It's an 8th scale truck is what they call it. So yeah, Brains 8 ESC. Kyosho Speed 8 scale. It's this one. Pull it up here. Boom. This is what's in it. So you get a really quality ESC in there. Yeah, so it's able to do 4S LiPo. That is the one right there. Tony, read Earl's comment. Earl is above. Endos are. Man, I missed a bunch. Lee answered that. So where was Earl's comment? Earl RC. RC Guy Garage says, I think the Vendetta and Infraction 7ths were a very wise decision to drop right now. I agree. Monster truck race is going to be cool. No speeder on the course. Lap times. Yeah, well, it goes 34 miles an hour. So people know now. On 4S. And that's about what the Losi went on 3S. I think we did 35-ish. This is a good build. Trey Cook. I'm going to do the Techno MT410 next, but the Arrma Creighton 6S is looking good. I drove Deontay Heeb's MT410, and it was one of the coolest driving experiences I had at RC Fest. That thing was insane, and it took a beating, and he had it set up really, really well. It flew so good. RC Guy Garage. Was Earl's one about the monster truck speed data analyzer for knowing around the track how fast you're going? I'm guessing yes now. Paul Clancy, I wonder how the USA 1 is going to stack up against the LMT. Can't say I want nitro electric. So I think the way it's going to stack up is the people that love Kyosho and loved their Mad Force and Crusher and all that stuff are going to get the Kyosho. It doesn't meet the qualifications for many of the race leagues for RC Monster Truck Racing because it's just too wide, which I guess is an advantage. It's also a disadvantage. They're just trying to keep the trucks from just getting bigger and bigger in the 10th scale class, which this is 8th scale. So they're calling it. Although the wheelbase is the same length for all intents and purposes as the LMT, it's just wider. It's maybe a quarter of an inch longer. But yeah, tire sizes look good on it. It's a great looking truck. Mine's got some black marks on it now. It's no longer pristine. I know some people that are going to hate me for driving the body and not getting a junk body to run. But that's how we do it here. Did Josh say I could fit that all-in-one Spectrum in the Vanquish? Nope, I'm not running it in there now. I'm going to swap it with another Spectrum that I have that's more like the Axe system in it. I know that Josh squeezed one in. I don't want to go through that work. Yes, Black Phantom radio control. They were making the servos for the axles before. Not anymore that I can find either. Love how the real body looks on the USA 1. It does look great. Lap times, RC Guy Garage says, yeah, lap times are good. But we don't do laps in our racing usually. And if we were doing lap time racing, we'd have to have a little timing, my laps transponder or something in it to do that kind of racing anyway. So we'd get the lap times from that. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say that from what I can tell, these axles on the USA 1 look stronger than the LMT. But what I don't know is the internals. The internals of the LMT are insane. I have the original Gangsta right here. You guys can't see it. It's looking like a pile right now. This guy right here, stock, haven't done anything to it. Haven't done anything to the shocks. Only thing I've done is replaced the axles. But I haven't I haven't changed motors. I haven't changed any diff fluids, anything. I changed the axle cases because I broke them. And I just went metal right from then. I didn't bother getting more plastic ones. Straight to metal. And we're running a refill on it. But shocks, I haven't refilled oils, haven't touched anything. It's just been abused and abused and abused for an entire year. And those axles for the backflip to moonwalk, the abuse of the braking that I'm doing with it in the air, just stopping everything. It's insane that I'm not clicking anything yet. It's unreal. So internally, those axles are some of the best that I've come across, the diffs and all the internals. So yeah. What else? But the cases on this one, I'm going to say, just the way they're made, look like they'd be a little bit stronger. Doesn't handle scale-ish like I think that the LMT does, though. It's more scale. This felt more like driving. Honestly, it felt more like driving a big Stampede that's four-wheel drive. That's what it felt like, even though it's not independent suspension. It just handled good. It was pretty impressive, but it felt like a basher more than the LMT, even though I bashed the crap out of the LMT. So SkyRC gives you lap time. That's what I mean. Oh, okay. You just set a distance or something? Oh, I'll have to look into it. You guys are going to have to teach me. I'm old. I would like to know lap times. That would be the important number for me. But yes, they're completely different vehicles. People tell me are already asking. I just posted video on Instagram doing flips and tricks with the USA 1, which right out of the box, first time driving it, it handled like a dream. I felt very in control. Not enough braking, in my opinion, for in-air corrections. The brakes were just too soft. So I'm going to need to see if my Hobby Wing cars can make adjustments to that. But yeah, definitely once I got nose up, it was tough to get me to level it out. But also I find that the throw on the Kyosho remotes is really long between forward and reverse. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that on those. They're awesome controllers, and it's great in that long pull for speed cars and stuff. But to go to braking in the air and all the throttle control just felt like my finger was going forever. But yeah, just rebranded Hobby Wing Max 10. Okay, Max 10 is 120 amp. Carlos, man, thank you so much. What do you think about these two new cars from Arrma? Do you think Arrma going to bring back the Forest line? We've been talking about both these things, but we'll keep talking about it because people are jumping in now. Definitely think that there's a market, a good market for these. I think that they're going to stand out over the 10 scale offerings of on-road as well because they handle so well on mixed terrain. That's why they're calling them all-road. And that's what I found right out of the box with my infraction the first time. I was not an on-road person because I didn't want to have perfectly groomed places to run it. And so we would run it very sparingly because of that. Things would jam up in the steering, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I like about the new lineup. But yeah, and the Forest line, Greg Soap was in here from Horizon Hobby. He seems to think that it may that the Forest lineup is still coming. So I'm going to try and catch up to comments, but thank you for the $5, man. Super awesome. Definitely helps out with the channel. But yeah. Earl Moorhead says 70 mile per hour club out of the box. Earl hates to admit that the 3S line has bit him. You guys like the lap time on the Skyr? Yeah, I need to check it out, man. I've got it. I just haven't been. Okay, so it's just a rebranded Hobbywing Max 10. The Max 10 is 120 amp. Okay, and it's only $90. All right. That is good to know. Everything seems like it's rebranded Hobbywing these days. Yes, Coyote RC says he's going to skip out on and get some other stuff. That Kyosho stuff is nice. It's fun stuff. Great looking bodies on there. What is the chassis called that they have? Why am I blanking on it? Same one that the Mad Van runs. Works really good. Mario says, I've been upgrading my new Big Rock 3S to the gills. What a fun truck. Mine is still stock. Still running it like it. Chef Beardsley, thank you, man. This is because I use ad blocker. Sorry. But keep up the awesome stuff. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's I'm okay with that. I'd say ads are annoying. I pay Phaser. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. The Phaser chassis, very good, very flexible plastics, and I like that. It's kept me from breaking things a few times on the Mad Van. Hey, Controlled Chaos says hello from Kentucky. It's been a while since I joined a live chat. Well, thank you. You got a good group of people in here, very knowledgeable people in here right now. RC Ford Transit, that would be pretty cool. Mario says his fave controller is still the Dumbo. I haven't tried the Dumbo yet. I really like the one that came with the Raminator for the multi-channel ones that are inexpensive. But yeah. The other thing I've got to work on is I got all. Well, I'm not going to tell you guys. You have to watch the mail haul. I have some upgrades. I don't have them for the Big Rock 3S. So here's my thing. There's certain cars that I buy with no plan of ever upgrading. I just want to run them as they are. They're built in a way that they handled decently as they were. But I have a lot, so I have a lot that get upgraded. So I have to be careful about which ones I spend all the money on. Because as much as everybody thinks that everything comes free, that is not the case. And again, you'll see in the mail haul, it was a very expensive week in RC parts and products. So I bought full price a Rift at RC Fest. I also bought full price, but discounted, a Creighton 6S, which they were selling for $450. Awesome price. That thing handles amazing. I can't believe it was my first Creighton 6S, and I got it with RC for all. He's the one that came and asked me if there was something wrong with it. Why was that price? Are they discontinuing or whatever? So they weren't, and we got awesome deals. A bunch of us did. So Fly Sky elbow cloth. Yes, Mario Fly Sky has a great one. I don't have it here because it's in my mom's garage. But yeah, so I'm not very good when I get distracted. Train of thought. I don't even know. Oh, we were talking about, so the Rift. So I bought that, and I have a lot of upgrades for the Rift because I really like that platform. Because we went nuts with them at the monster truck racing, the No Limit one. When Horizon came down, they brought some, and we were mud bogging them with Weston Anderson, and they were wicked, out of control, awesome, out of control. And so I wanted one ever since then, and so I just decided to buy one when I saw them at RC Fest. So yeah. Oh, this is for Black Venom Radio Control. $5. Thank you, man. Tony asked RC Guy Garage if he ever bubble wraps that tree in his backyard that he kept hitting. That's cold, man. That is cold. But I get it, man. Those trees are magnets. They're magnets. Every time I went to the every time I'd go to the park that had all the trees, the BMX one, I'd hit one of them, break something. Somebody didn't see the deal. I'll get it. I'll see you in a second. Just lost my place. Venom bait. My typing. That's one-handed typing right there. Good stuff. Who was it that said they missed it? Trees and poles move around. I've seen it. Yeah, they jump right in front of your car. Light posts. Mailboxes are bad. All right, Lee. Any 1/24th monster truck conversion update? So yes, I got a temporary 10,300 kV motor, 1220 size, tiny brushless system with a 10 amp ESC from Intigi. I'm going to see if I can run it somehow for the Lizard Vertec Lizard 20 amp ESCs. If not, I do have coming on the slow boat a bunch of Surpass 1220 8600 kV motors that use a balance plug as kind of what they use for connecting to the ESC, and that's what works really good with that Vertec Lizard. So, but they do make adapters, so I'm hoping that one of the adapters that I did buy will allow me to use the other motor temporarily until the other ones finally arrive. But I do have the Tiny Titan chassis from Southwest Monster Shop. I do have the wheels for it. I have a donor truck. I have a bunch of spare parts. I have the Hot Racing servo mounts that allow you to put the Emax servo on, or a Reef servo, or I've got a high tech I'm going to try as well. And then I've got metal parts. I've got a Mofo RC bulletproof transmission coming, tons of stuff. And it's going to have, I think it's a brass. Have a brass skid plate for it. Anyway, it's lots of upgrades coming. Should be wicked. Yeah, Chef Beardsley, looks like you had a big fire with was it your 6S or 8S, Creighton? I think it's your 8S. This is the EXB. I just saw meltedness. I couldn't tell what it was left based on what was in the picture. little leak in the system over here. So that's where I get my air from. Big old air compressor for cleaning off the RCs and actually doing work with too. But the hose reel was mainly for the RC stuff, getting it out the garage. Your EXB also caught fire? What? Man, bad luck. Ears blown. Yes, sorry, everybody. I jumped. I think everybody jumped. Oh, man. No, somewhere I don't think I have enough white tape on something, or just a slow leak, and then about once a day it'll refill itself. So now everybody's awake. 11 o'clock. We should probably get ready to call it. So I do have that RC mail haul number 3, I think. I'm going to try to keep them numbered as long as I can. Probably won't work forever. But the next mail haul, I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about in there, projects, and that is one of them, Lee, is the 124 scale. I've got 3 of them. So I've got one of their the slow brushless systems for putting into a crawler, and then I bought 3 of the Furtech Lizard, and then 3 of those Surpass motors. So yeah. Tony, where can you get the Megalodon body? The Megalodon body you have to get from RC Monster Parts, and he's on Instagram and on Facebook. He does 3D printing. He does that. He does a bunch of them you can get from him 3D printed. I saw Crustacean he did, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's got a bunch of the different trucks that are 3D prints. RC Lady, what's up? Should keep up the great videos. I missed being able to go down to Badlands and see you guys this past year, but we're much closer now, so we should make it hopefully every year. Mario, anyone see the new USA monster truck? The real USA 1 monster truck? Or this one right here? I don't have the I have the brushless one. It is kind of interesting that they have that little cutout marking on the, you can see it's indented where it's supposed to cut out for the nitro in the body, but whatever. Yeah, definitely planning to be down at Axial Fest next year. I'm planning on being down for that monster truck event that they just talked about at the Hall Brothers Racing Shop. Raminator, those guys. It's going to be coming up. Someone you don't know, wish Kyosho chrome wheels. It's a sick-looking MT. Well, the reason it doesn't is because the USA 1 truck had white wheels for this particular truck. I'm hoping that they're going to have a 6th scale course or several gates that are 6th scale for the big SCX 6s at Axial Fest. Rent or USA 1 decisions? I would say rent. The USA 1, it would be very uncomfortable to sleep in. But yeah, so it's scaled after the truck. I mean, they've got all the stickers on here that would have been on that real truck. A whole bunch of like the One Nation Under God, Pray for Our Troops, all that kind of stuff. The big cross emblem on the back. So very scaled out to what it looked like as far as even having these 3 Predator carves up on the top. And those are interesting because those are smartly mounted, not to the body, so you don't break the body if you hit something and they flex. Or just even jump on the weight of them tearing at the body. It's very clever that they did it right onto the the spreader between the two body posts. So yeah, it's a really, really fun truck, you guys. And it's, if you see, it's running the 8-scale buggy style nuts on there, which do look like, you're right, they may have loosened a little. Well, they're all looking that way. It's hard to say. They do feel like they're loose. So we'll definitely tighten them down put some Loctite on them. It is 4S, Mario. Can you get parts for it yet? Looking for dual motor mounts and chain drive. Yes, you should be able to get parts for it, because you could look up the Mad Crusher or Mad Force previously that ran that dual motor plate and the chain drive. So you should be able to. And I'm guessing it's for a retro truck that you want it for, but I'm just guessing. Dual motor brushed to fit within retro class rules, but yeah. Mario, I got the Bigfoot Traxxas. Yes, those are fun. I wish that they would do them solid axle though. Everyone said discontinued. Well, I know they sell the knuckles and stuff already still on oh, did I bend the mirror? I did. Twist. Okay. You could get the knuckles and stuff for the Mad Force of that from A-Main. So I don't know if A-Main has, if you just have to look up the part number and see if they have that. But that's interesting. That's the one thing with Kyosho. People ask Kyosho LMT. It's hard to say Kyosho when the part support is not as good as the LMT. One, aftermarket part support, and two, the actual parts being in stock. Kyosho can be tough. Gotta find the exploded view. Yeah, it came with a really good manual, I think. I'll have to look at it and see if it has the part explosion for you. It's just up in my office that I can't get to right now. Mario, yeah, Horizon got rid of the call-in. It's all through email. It's all through email. Well, the USA 1 is a pretty solid truck. The only reason it'd be a shelf queen is for those people that just can't stand the thought of destroying the body. I didn't have a problem. Mine's got blacktop on it already from my driveway, because that's where I ran today. Don't have a spot in the yard to run yet, so we run in the. I was running it in the driveway, so yeah. Yep, it's got black marks on it. But yeah, Michigan Life black market is good. It's getting cold. The nice thing though with email is that you can send in your pictures and your stuff once you get a guy and a number, and you could just directly get them the information they need for them to get you the parts. I honestly haven't called in for a warranty on anything since my Low C10, my second RC car, and the ESC died a weekend. And they did send me a new one. They changed out actually the ones that they were using. I don't remember if they went, I think they went to Fuse from Dynamite, or no, I don't know. It went from a blue something to a blue one and Fused, I don't know. Low C one to Fuse something. So they sent me the new one they were using. But I haven't called since then. Even when I did the Vortex and I had that motor basically disintegrate inside. I guess bearings or whatever. You guys have found out more with it. I paid to ship it to them, but I didn't ask for anything in return or replacement or fix it or send me a new one. I just went on Jenny's RC and bought a new one. So, yeah. It should be pretty quick. I know a lot of people, because people have asked me how to do it, and I've told them to get in touch with them by email, and so far it hasn't been maybe a day or two before they get a reply. And once they get a reply and a number, they ask you for pictures or for whatever else. But I don't know. I haven't personally dealt with it, but I haven't dealt with any companies. I've never called Traxxas. I've never called Kyosho. Because a lot of times it's servos, and I don't want to run that servo anymore. So I just buy the next best one. But yeah. RC Guy Garage, there's definitely a learning curve from swapping from phone to online. And there's times when I like email and there's times when I like phone. I just like to know that I'm getting somebody. Phone annoys me a lot nowadays because there's so many prompts and trying to get to the right place. And you get there and they're like, oh, this is the wrong department. You need this one. And they put you back through the endless loop of that. Really frustrates me, where I opted a lot of times to do. So I did contact Verizon support because I ordered the 5T and I realized that I wanted to just get it through my local hobby shop. So I was trying to cancel it, and I did it all through the little chat thing on the side. So that's how I did. I didn't do the phone, but yeah. So many emails daily, I miss them, so phone is better for me. Yeah. I tend to find, too, though, that I waste more time when I do phone calls than an email. I sit on hold. I do a lot of things where I sit around and I end up talking to them for a long time. And where when it's an email, it's much more quick and direct. And I think that's probably partly why they're doing it. I think the other reason that they're doing it is that they've been – have you guys tried to go eat at a fast food restaurant recently? Our Taco Bell is open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. It's open 8 hours a day. Used to be open till 3 a.m., late night rush people. You can't find workers. And so they're allowing people to work remotely. Well, that doesn't work on a phone system, call-in system anymore. And so it's probably got to work through an email-based system. And that might be part of it. So I, in fact, know that I talked to somebody in Oregon who was working for Horizon, and I asked him about that. I was like, "Oh, you're not at the headquarters?" He said, "No, I work in." They had this whole hiring thing because they couldn't get workers, and more people than ever are buying RCs for the first time and breaking stuff, but they don't have the people locally that want to work, and so they need. How many people in Champaign, Illinois love RC and would just love to be in a job that has to do with talking with people about RC all day? Probably a small number. And so they had to outsource, is my guess, to the rest of the country and found some people that could work remotely and do it with email. That's my guess. I don't know. But trying to get workers in certain states during these times that we're going through is tough. So, yeah. They $16 an hour to work at McDonald's here. And they still can't get enough people wanting to work. It's crazy. But, yeah, Dirt Zombie Videos HD, I get it. I've never bothered with a warranty claim. Just easy for me to upgrade. Yeah, unless it's something that, like the motor, I get it. Like, it's a brushless motor. You don't need to upgrade it. So, getting it replaced is definitely ideal. It should be replaced for that. Paul Clancy started watching YouTube to restore my Losi Muggy. Seen Duper Bash and never looked back. I watched You by the Motor. I won it for my 4.0. Finally got it. Still in the box. Crazy. Brian Bissett, do I have plans on a snow machine? So I've been looking at snow pushers for my tractor. But we've also been looking at a couple of different snow blowers like that, if that's what you mean. Or do you mean like a snowmobile type thing? I haven't looked at those. Well, I'd be lying. I did look at them on Facebook Marketplace. I was trying to find a cheap snowmobile. But then I realized it's going to be work that I'm going to have to do to maintain. And I have to have a place to store it. And I've already got too many things that need a place to be stored and to work on. And it's just one more thing. And it's just like, not really wanting to. Unless you mean an RC. My plans are to get paddle tires for the DBXLE, and then I can run it at the sand dunes and in the snow. That's probably what you meant. I messed up. No, Chef Beardsley, I did not mean a plow. It is called a snow pusher. And what it does is it's like a front, like the bucket of a tractor, but it doesn't have the bottom part. It's got the sides, and it's got a back and a blade, and it kind of curves up. And so the snow comes in and it keeps it trapped. You literally just push it along until the edge and then lift. It keeps it so it doesn't escape off the side so much. You're literally just pushing a huge amount. You see people run them in parking lots and different places to move snow because they don't want it going off to the side. They want to push it straight. Snow pushers illegal. Not Coke, man. Yes, parking lots use those. Yep, Mario, it's to keep it going exactly where you want. For a driveway like mine, it'd make it super easy. And the one that I'm looking at has a back drag, so you can actually go up to like your garage door and take the bucket over the top, and it's scooped in a way that the front of it will then catch, and you can pull the snow away from an edge like a garage door where you can't get behind it to push. It's pretty cool. A lot of tractor guys swear by those these days. And there's a really big YouTube channel that does Good Works tractors, and they're based out of Battle Creek, Michigan, and they sell them. Yeah, a moment of silence for the lilac bushes, Lee. This tractor has been a workhorse, man. I told my wife, if I use it one day a month, I've paid for it. Because to rent it for a day would be like $400. So, and I'm not paying that every month on it, but yeah, if I find something to do big with it one day a month, it's good. If I find something to do for a week, then I've got several months worth of payments paid on it that is worth having. So I try and put it to use. But it's been an awesome tractor. And now that I have this little thing charging over here, this analyzer, Guy and I are going to race them. We're going to do tractor race somehow over the internet with our little analyzers for speed and lap time, I guess. We'll build a certain length track or drag track probably, right? Because it'll do your for how long you set it for, and then you just do drag time. I think that's what we'll end up doing. I think we should do a J-hook, though, so we have to have a corner in it, so you have to slow down a bit, and whoever makes the better corner, instead of just straight drag, go there and back. Or, yeah. We'll work out the details, man, but it'll be fun. But those lilac bushes are gone. RC track's going in over there eventually. It's going to be good. Now, the problem is, did you put any weight in your tires yet? RC Guy Garage? Do you have any liquid weight in your tires? Mine's a beast. Mine's heavy. RC Guy Garage got nitrous. Yeah, he's probably changing the gear ratios and everything right now. Taking a motor off one of those Jaguars. Matt Jackniski. I'm old school, use a shovel for snow. There you go. So now what I'm excited about, though, is if I get the snow pusher, the best thing about the snow pusher is to remove the bucket on this thing is so easy. And to put the pusher on is just as easy. So go over here for a second. Oops. Basically, right here is a little clip. You pull the pin out, do that on both sides, it'll back right out. So it's that easy to take the bucket off. So I can put it up, take it off, get the snow pusher going, push snow into a pile, drop the snow pusher, get the bucket back on, then use the bucket to groom jumps out of the snow. So that's what I'm thinking. Of course, I could just always use the bucket to scrape the snow and make a pile with it and just dump it. That would work too. But yes. Need to wear overalls for that race. I'm going to be wearing a Speedo. I need to cut down whatever weight I can, man. My American flag Speedo. My ground is really soupy here right now because of all the rain. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to call it. I need to finish editing that video. And yes, there's a UMX Turbo Timber. Very good eyes. It made it. I don't know why I threw the box away. Now it makes it very hard to travel with it. Idiot me. My other planes are upstairs. I have another UMX plane. And my patrol boat's over there. Most of my RC stuff, though, is upstairs, other than this corner and that plane. Oh, and the Ecto is sitting on the floor over there. Took it out of the van. All right, Earl, back to work, man. I'm going to get back to work, too. Night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out RC Amigos coming up this week as he's doing the Instagram racing stuff that he's going to be doing, the contest. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Anyway, thanks for tuning in as always. You guys have fun RCing, and we'll catch you next time. Coyote RC, keep pumping out those USA 1 videos. See ya.